Good morning. This is Debbie with Think What Works. I'm showing you an example of what can be done in Team Desk. This is a project I'm working on. None of these are real. These are all dummy informations. At least the ones that I'm going to show you. This is a patient-related type format, but think in terms of you could use this for anything. So, patients or members, like if you have a spa or a gym or, anything that might have members. If you're doing online and have membership, you could, I know that there's times I can easily take a spreadsheet and upload it into here. Anything. So like I said, this is patients and members. It's a project. It's medically driven. It could be used in a doctor's office. It could be converted to a doctor's office. It could be, so many different things medically. This is a little bit different, but doesn't really matter. You can make this, some of this was template based and some of it I built freestyle from scratch. So, and as you can see here, this product table, it says product, which at some point I will change it to procedure when I'm to the point. It's just, for me right now, I know that that's that field. There's a couple of relationships that it makes it easier for me to go in and tweak. So I'm leaving it as products right now, but I will change it to procedures. Contacts, again, contacts could be your clients, your customers, whatever your niche is and whatever you're doing, that can be whatever you want it to be. For this particular database, it is providers, insurance companies, hospital, surgery centers, those kinds of things. They're all combined into there because it's simpler and it's tied to invoices and stuff. So in this particular instance where I might have wanted, let's say, the insurance company separate from the providers, but for this particular build, I needed them all together, and I can distinguish them in a different way in the same table, because that way I don't have a lot of relationship issues with the different tables. So in cases could be anything. Again, let's say you have a hair salon, pet groomers, appointments, whatever. It's all up to you what the need is, or you may not need it at all. But this particular thing is basically appointments, and it's tied to the patient. Remember, so a patient could have several appointments, and they could have several appointments with different providers, which is the contacts list. And then we have invoices to make payments, and we have diagnosis codes that are tied to patients and tied to cases. So, in other words, the patient could have a diagnosis for this procedure, a separate procedure, and the like. So, and then you have tasks for your different workers. So it's a very robust tool. So if I went down and I drilled down through, let's go with Billy Bob. So Billy Bob has his basic information. We even have a location so that if I'm looking for, so I can find where patients live by the map, and I can also go to providers by the map and see where they are. If I need to send a referral or find a provider for a patient in a certain area, I have the map to help guide me and find the closest provider for that patient. So here's Billy Bob. He's not real. Notes, intake notes. If he calls, let's say Billy Bob calls in, then I can come in here and add a new note just off of here. You know, member called for follow. I'm just, you know, and then I save that. So it shows that what took place on the phone, on the call. If he's calling in regarding this case, then I could come in here and view the case. This particular field, like I said, I can add, you know, this is pertaining to what, you know, the needs of this particular build. At that point, I can come down here and view invoices. So this invoice, there's two separate invoices here. I can click on this invoice, and this is really kind of sweet. Here's your document. This isn't complete. I have a couple of things I have to tie in here, and the client hasn't. We haven't added the logo yet, so you know it's kind of a work in progress. But so this patient's, you know, being done, you know, two separate procedures, but we're going to pay it all at once. Here's our invoice, so that you could easily send to the provider, and the like. So it's really a slick thing. And then once it's paid, you can add to the case as an attachment. These are the two things that we build on. So items again would probably change. I haven't changed that yet. These items are actually procedures, so I have to really look at how I want to name, you know, products versus, you know, procedures and the like. But it's still an item, so right for now it's working efficiently. So if I come back to the patient and I go back into Billy Bob, if I want to edit, so the oops, I messed up here. I'm going to go in and view. So here's the case. Let's say, so having sleep studies. If I wanted to add a new procedure, he called in and goes, oh, and by the way, I need to go have this done. Then I would go in here and fill these things out. If you notice this field here, products. So I'm in cases. This case is tied to the patient, which is Billy Bob. And it reminds me up here. So he's going to go have, let's say he needs his, you know, colonoscopy. So I can add that. It adds to the field. The diagnosis I could add related to that. So this is one of those fields that it's informational as much as anything else. I could actually take a list here and upload a gazillion diagnosis codes, but again, thinking forward, we opted not to because, you know, we don't need a ton of, there's a lot of diagnosis codes that we won't use in this particular build because, you know, it's outpatient, it's more, you know, generalized, not anything. I know that the diagnosis code related to the colonoscopy would be this one. So, and as you add it, if you notice, if you go back to the browse, I haven't finished this view yet. All it's showing is the diagnosis code. But regardless, let's say if I wanted to If I'm looking for um, I typed in a word versus a diagnosis code, and it picked the correct one. So I could, it'd be, I don't need to add a second one, but, and it didn't because it's already here. So, like I said, when you actually put it in, then it reflects it here, and you know what you're working with. And I can fix this to do the same thing. I haven't yet. Is it scheduled? Maybe it's planned. Are they willing to change providers? If this is indicative to this build, but you could ultimately put any kind of questions that you want. Let's say you're a groomer. Your pet, issues with the particular pet, gets nervous around other dogs, may need, whatever the thing is, you can put anything in here. A patient called in, you can continue filling out, for this part, there's sections indicative, there's questions that we would need to fill out here, and I won't go into that. And then, of course, you would save. Okay, so we have a case started. Here's our case. We have a new scheduled. If I go back in here and view, then down here, I can build my tasks. I can pull in my contact, my provider, who that's going to be, and then I have an invoice. So it's a very robust application. It's something really. It's been a fun journey to build. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, this up here, you could put your logo. You can make this bigger. You can change colors. I mean, this is. So like I said, I may not like this particular color. I can come in here and change it. Let's say I want a little brighter yellow. I really can't. Or let's say I want apricot. All I have to do is just take this, save. Now it may not be the color you were hoping for, and it takes a minute to get it to change. And sometimes you have to go out and come back in. And there's the funky apricot color. You might want it gold. You might have special particular colors that you can actually look up and add in here, which is really fun. You can color code just about anything. So in this field is patient members. This is statuses. If I want to come in here and change the colors, you can do the very same thing. Let's say, I think I just changed that one, but okay, see it did change. And if you go back, exit. It's really hard to tell, but these are the same colors. So I don't like that. I'll go in and decide what, put back the color. You can have these more bold and vivid. My token color. Yes, I'm a Doctor Who geek. Well, didn't like that. There we go. And there's several different ones. I think I use this one. But again, you can, yeah, I have struggled with copy, you find the HTML, or you just say, hey, change it. You could actually just send me a note saying, hey, can we change the color? I don't like it. And as you can see, it changed it. And it automatically. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but there's your color. This contrasts this a little bit better. Again, you could still change it to whatever color you wanted. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Like I said, then you have your invoices, and then you can expand on this. You can build data. You could build your dashboards for your different roles and users. You can put like I always like to put like a pie chart on, how many tasks you did for the month, how many tasks a week, and it just was there for them to see. Then you could put your list of tasks, just anything. You could have like a news section where you're updating everyone on the team of changes or something, hey, we're having a party, whatever you want. Your dashboard can be very, very useful. I have not done a data dashboard yet for this build. That's my next project. So I just wanted to give you an overview. This can be a very robust thing. You can do so many different things. You could come in here and add to your database. I mean, there's just tons out there. Again, consider having us on your team to help envision your build. Trust me, it can save you lots of time and hours and frustration. It's a fun journey, but having someone there to support you can save you a lot of time and money in the long run. So again, any questions or thoughts, please reach out to us. Go to our website and contact us and send us a note, and we will get back with you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.